Hi, I'm Samara and I've been part of a group of young people doing a film project finding out what it's like to be a homeless teenager in South London. We interviewed lots of homeless people living in hostels and eventually met Jessica. She was kicked out of her home when she was 16 and came to London looking for her dad. She's been housed by the council ever since. We decided to tell Jessica's story in our film, Not For Good, because it shows most of the things we found out doing our project. This film is about the process we went through and what we found out along the way. When you think about homelessness, you usually think about people sleeping on streets or asking for change. But lots of regular teenagers have left home and are homeless, living in hostels provided by the council. This is the kind of homelessness that we wanted to find out about. So we talked to people living in a local hostel called Hall Place to see what it's actually like.
I just hated it, man. I hated it. I didn't have a TV for about a month. I didn't have anything at all. I just hated it, and I just drank and drank and drank.
It is a bit boring. Feels a bit like prison because obviously you're just in one room, like can't really move. There's no privacy. You're sharing a bathroom, you're sharing a kitchen. There's a lot of downfalls. It's not a high life or nothing like that.
I say sharing a bathroom is the worst thing.
No privacy.
The worst thing in here, sharing a bathroom.
That's my room up there. I'm right above the door. Every night, crash, bang, wallop, people shouting and it is noisy, man.
This is Elaine Tomlin. She works for the council looking after teenagers living in hostels across Merton and knows better than anyone about life in the Hall Place.
It's not as glamorous as your friends might tell you, oh, I'm in a hostel, I can do this, I can do that. It's not like that. Some people find it easy, but some people haven't got that survival instinct, and it is about surviving. You get £45 a week. You can't go into JD Sports and buy a pair of trainers or buy a Nike t-shirt, because once you've bought that, what are you going to eat for the rest of the week? You've got to pay your rent, buy your food, and it is a struggle.
Through Elaine, we met Jessica. She lived in Hall Place for over a year after leaving home at 16 and agreed to tell us her story.
When I first moved in, it was scary because I didn't know anybody, I didn't trust anybody, and there were some friendly people, but there was a lot of fake people as well, and I trusted the wrong kind of people when I first moved in and learnt from my mistakes. A lot of people think it's cool, think it's great, I can have my friends around, I can be free, no curfew, do my own thing, but it really isn't. It isn't easy, and it isn't fun at all. It's not one bit fun. It's nowhere near as fun as people seem to think it is.
It seemed that nobody we spoke to was very happy living in Hall Place, and lots of them moved in with unreal expectations of hostel life. Some men left home after family arguments in hope of finding freedom, but seemed even more unhappy in the hostel. So we decided to tell Jessica's story of life in Hall Place so that people our age can see what it really is like. It took 3 months to make Not For Good. We teamed up with a director and some animators to actually make the film.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Knight from Bold Creative, and I work with a group making Not For Good. My job has been to prepare the young people to conduct the research, take part in the production, and ultimately to enable them to guide the shape that the film's taken. We began the project with half a dozen evening workshops, and these were designed to get the group to start thinking like filmmakers and teach them the basic skills they need to make a film. We then went on to carrying out our research and began the process of putting the finished film together. The group decided they wanted to tell Jessica's story almost as soon as they'd heard it. So we brainstormed the main points and arranged to interview her again. We then edited that interview down into the film's finished soundtrack, adding dialogue from some of the other interviews conducted during the research. It was only after this that we started working on how to illustrate her story visually. Breaking down every scene, the group came up with specific ideas for animating each one, and we discussed what the film's main characters should actually look like. These ideas were then given to our animators, Ben and Will. Say hi, guys. They came up with more specific designs for those characters, and in subsequent workshops the group went on to refine these and agree upon all the instructions for putting the film together. And they also recorded sound for the film in the form of Foley sound effects and a voiceover. The animators then took all these materials and instructions and put together the finished film you see today. And that was basically it.
As much as possible, we tried to tell the story from Jessica's point of view and came up with ways of showing her feelings using animation. For example, we tried to show how it felt to go through the process of getting a place in a hostel by showing the council building and the people there, the way Jessica described them, as scary and unfriendly. And Jessica told us that when she moved into Hall Place, she was afraid and saw the hostel as very dark and intimidating. So we decided to show it like that. both in the way it looked and through sound effects. In other parts of the film, we used fantasy, like when a giant hand took Jessica to Hall Place. That was supposed to show how it feels to be completely out of control of your life. The other thing we tried to draw attention to was that the hostel life is actually really boring and that there's lots of waiting around. We tried to show this in our animation by showing time passing by really quickly in lots of scenes. Overall, we think that using animation was good because it tells you more than just Jessica's story. It also tells you how it feels to be in Jessica's situation.